Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about gangstalking and energy-directed weapons. Please understand that gangstalking has nothing to do with actual gangs, such as Bloods and Crips. Gangstalking is initiated by federal government, more likely three-letter agencies, whether it be DEA, FBI, or the modern gay agencies in the United States of America, the Epstein class agencies. Because they did not like what you said on the internet. They did not. Ego. You heard it, the ego. That you were more smarter than them. And with their $100 billion backing, they use modern technology such as handheld energy-directed weapons with certain algorithms and mathematics pointed at neither human being to cripple him or destroy him or kill him without actually touching him. So listen to some of the things over here so you can get a basic understanding of what this is.
In society across the world are being assaulted and mind-controlled by directed energy weapons while everyone else is going on about their lives normally. MK Ultra never ended. The world is now the lab. Shit is much worse than it seems. Targeted individuals in society across the world are being assaulted and mind-controlled by directed energy weapons while everyone else is going on about their lives normally.
How do they do that? How do they turn a family member against you?
So, everyone in the United States, so if you look, a summary of our main message is, number one, everyone in the United States, and it appears to be most of the world, are being tracked by certain satellites. These satellites are called GPS satellites, and they are the latest technology. All of this is done with a top secret clearance. They have more than 190 satellites under their direct control. They track the precise location of every U.S. citizen by bouncing a microwave beam right here on the top.
Now notice he said something about satellites. So recently there's a woman that had a baby with Elon Musk named St. Clair. She did an interview and she mentioned you understand, Elon Musk has satellites clouded. That means he has thousands of satellites in the orbit, in the atmosphere, spread out. Okay, and these satellites have laser beams. And she mentioned something about a laser beam and how it affected the 2024 elections. You should check this woman out. Her last name is St. Clair. I didn't pay attention too much of it because I already know what it is. But this con man, Elon Musk, is definitely doing something with these satellites that he has spread out all over the cloud that is directing energy on the earth. But the weapon that I'm talking about is not a big weapon posted on a Humvee directing at the crowd. It's a handheld device that you can shoot at someone through a window or through their house to direct them to act a certain way or behave a certain way or act a certain way or take certain actions. It's a handheld device. Okay? It's not visible laser or beam. You cannot see it.
Back part of your head, and if you place your hand there firmly, put your knuckles right above it, you can actually feel the microwave pulses. They're about once per second. Everyone in the United States is tracked. Every person that I have tested with my own hand, I can feel the microwave pulse. And these weapons produce a microwave scalar beam. In other words, this is a new type of technology that operates under a very mysterious wave. It's called a scalar wave. And it is apparently part of the deep state plan to monitor, track, and surveil everyone on the planet. They aren't particular just to U.S. citizens. We have found that this is a global program. About a year ago, I I counted more than 6.
How do they do that? How do they turn a family member?
Welcome to the Google Career Certificate, focused on cybersecurity.
Hey, good afternoon, Chris. Thanks for having me on your show. A targeted individual is someone that's been selected by the deep state. What we typically call the deep state involves a number of government agencies here in the United States and some international as well, including the FBI, the CIA, DHS, NSA. They're selected by these agencies to participate in what is basically an experimental torture program. The program is selecting people that are political activists, labor union leaders, whistleblowers, scientists that won't agree with the dogma that comes from the government. So these people are deliberately targeted and put into this, it's a torture program basically. This has been going on for many years. We have some evidence that dates back to the 1950s when the CIA first started.
So, for example, let's just say when a war, February of 2022, let's just say when Russia started bombing Ukraine, you saw a big campaign where they shut down the internet. The people who would side with Russia, they actually shut down a news channel called Russia Today. You remember that? And they had flags all over the United States of America. They were flying Ukrainian flags all over the United States of America, and everyone was siding with Ukraine till Russia started beating the hell out of Ukraine. And then, so let's just say if you said something on Twitter that sounded like that you might have been siding with Russia, what you was just saying, now man, you can't win this war. It's not possible for you to win it. You're not going to win it. Russia is a superpower just like China and United States of America. Common sense, right? Russia is a nuclear power with thousands of second largest nuclear arsenal than United States of America. So common sense would tell you how you're going to win this war going against someone with a nuclear power, right? But that hurt someone's ego, more likely in the government or whoever was siding with the Zelensky guy. So they would send agents, and they will around your house, see who you are. If you were like a Russian agent, or you just like a regular guy saying that, right? And then they make you a target. Well, I just said something might happen, and you outsmart them because you were more smarter than them. They're dumber than you, right? With their $1 billion backing, $100 billion backing, and all the technology, you as one individual smarter than them because you have superior knowledge than them, right? That hurted their ego, so they resorted to called gangstalking and laser guided weapons and this game to make your mind collapse or so you commit suicide or you die. Okay? But what they didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm here to tell you that they attempted that on me. But they do not understand what they got themselves into. Because listen to this some more, okay? Just
The MK Ultra program. So it's very important people to understand that this is a long-term coordinated effort funded and run by the CIA. This is not Russia. It's not China. It's the CIA. The CIA works very closely with...
let's just say you might have said on the internet that 9/11 was an inside job. Let's just say that you said on the internet that all these shootings are false flag and you have a blueprint of these false flags. Let's just say you have a blueprint, okay? They don't like that stuff because it's a game to control America is going on. They're robbing America and they're dividing America. Americans are picking up kibbles and bit while they're raking in billions in the stock market. Dell stock, AMD stock. Dell stock that's been trading between $5 and $100 for 10 years jumps up 120 bucks Thursday in 30 minutes. AMD triples in market cap, quadruples in market cap. Intel quadruples in market cap. Okay? Trillions are made in the stock market. They're raking in billions while he's struggling to pay gas and buy groceries. This is what this is about. So when they come across an individual that have an insight of what they're doing, they make them a target and they apply these techniques on them.
What I refer to as the warmongers of the Council on Foreign Relations. These are very wealthy, powerful people, many of whom are close friends with the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. They are the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank, the central bank.
You gotta understand how so United States of America is not what you think it is. It's been hijacked. This country is run by international bankers who own America. So that's why when you take out $10,000 out of the bank, they want to know what you're going to do with that money, because they think that's your money. You take $10,000 airport, they seize your money. You driving around with $10,000, they seize your money. Why would they be seizing in America, in a nation called United States of America with a Constitution and Bill of Rights? Because the United States of America has been hijacked by these international bankers, and they think that you are the owner. You are goyim. You are the owner. You are a slave to them. You must work and pay your debt, pick up kibbles and bits while they're raking billions. This is what this is about. And they have all these people don't have no morals. They got all these federal agencies, 3-letter agencies working for them and doing their bidding. And they swear oath to the Constitution, but they do not have an oath to the Constitution. These are tyrants.
All over the world.
And Texas and Florida and down south states are the biggest tyrant states. They claim to be for the Constitution, but they hate the Constitution. They hate the Constitution. They think they're gods. They think they're the gods, but they're going to find out who the God is in a minute.
These are very wealthy, powerful people that are using the CIA and the FBI to do their dirty work. So
you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, you are an eternal human being. You are eternal. After you die, your flesh dies. You cannot be afraid of these peasants. These are rats. These are dogs. These are low-life scumbag who just managed to have all the wealth by trickery and enslaving you, by tricking you. This is how they have one on you. But they ain't no better than you. They're gonna die just like you. But they're gonna do all the evil. Because this earth is ruled by planet Saturn. You are in a simulation. They don't give a fuck about no human life. These are real life demons and lizards in a human form.
A targeted individual, one of the many things that are done is they are gang stalked, and that's probably not a term that many people are familiar with. We have a thorough.
You have to research what gang stalking is. Gang stalking has nothing to do with actual gangs. Once you research what it is, it's gonna blow your mind. Okay?
Definition on our website, targetedjustice.com. I encourage folks to look that up. Gang stalking is where groups such as the Fusion Centers, Infraguard, and Citizen Corps, which are lower level groups in the United States, coordinate an effort of harassment against these individual citizens. Targeted individuals are placed on the terror watch list here in the United States, and they're tracked in this database as non-investigative subjects, which is really a misnomer, because the FBI claims that these people are known or suspected terrorists, and yet they identify them on this list as a non-investigative subject. Why would you claim someone is a known or suspected terrorist, but you're not going to investigate it? So obviously the FBI knows that people like myself and yourself are not actual terrorists. But the intent is to treat people as one to justify the harassment and the microwave attacks that occur. So the directed energy weapons, we've got a number of very important documents on targetedjustice.com under the technology tab. Basically, microwave weapons were first developed here in the United States by a man named Donald J. Sullivan.
So there are laser directed weapons and there are microwave weapons, but these weapons are not the one that you see in crowd control or on top of the ship taking our drone. These are handheld devices, very carefully pointed at someone, just like you point a deer rifle with a scope, but they're pointed at a human being through their houses, through the windows, and they're it's computer program. It's very state of the art, modern technology. Is the beam is computer programmed with certain algorithm to make you act a certain way. You think I'm lying? This is real shit, ladies and gentlemen.
And he obtained a patent working.
So you might be just working, you're like, yo, where the fuck is this shit? Why am I thinking like that? Why am I behaving like that? Out of nowhere. Do you understand where I'm going with this? But I don't make no threats because I demonstrate.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, under what was called the Air Force Weapons Lab or the Air Force Research Lab. And that first weapon they developed that produces a microwave beam. It's a very narrow, just like a laser beam, but it's composed of microwaves. That weapon is called a Vircator. VIRCATOR. The patent for it, for those that want to look it up, is U.S. patent number 4345220. Anyone can look this up and see that this weapon is very real. After receiving the patent, Mr. Sullivan assigned that patent to the U.S. Air Force. So we know who provided the funding for this. Guys, take a look at this. This is Squarespace.
But you got the point. I'm gonna do further videos on this so you can basically understand. So bottom line is this: gangstalking has nothing to do. Gangstalking is when FBI, a three-letter agency, or CIA or the government make you a target because you said something that they did not like. You might have said something about 9/11. You might have said something about Bin Laden. You might have said something about false flag shootings. You might have said something that they did not like and go against their agenda, and they want to kill you by not touching you. They want, and they direct these weapons and do these tactics that you mentally break down or commit suicide or kill yourself.